Welcome everybody to Rewind the Times, man. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Man, today it's hot over here on the East Coast. We've been getting hit with some really hot weather. Today's no different. Getting hit with more hot weather. But today I got a lot of chores I got to do. But I wanted to get out. I wanted to get 2 videos out today. Just thinking about some some ideas of some things I wanted to talk about. As you guys know, man, I love toys. I love DC Comics, DC the movie, the movies, the DCEU. I love just pretty much, anything that entertains me. But one thing that got me thinking is, and it kind of got me sad because, the DCEU, it's been around since 2013. Man of Steel was the first movie that kicked off the DCEU. It was actually supposed to be. A lot of people don't know this, but it was actually supposed to be Green Lantern in 2011. But because the movie didn't make high numbers, they decided to redo it and started off with Man of Steel. And I love that Green Lantern. I think Ryan Reynolds played a great Hal Jordan. Mark Strong is an awesome Sinestro. I mean, there's some really, I can't think of the guy that plays Aquaman's father. He plays the guy, and he plays one of the lanterns in that movie too. I mean, that's actually a really good movie. Angela Bassett plays Amanda Waller. I mean, the movie's really good. Unfortunately, it didn't make a lot of money, but it really is a good movie. I mean, I can go back and watch pretty much all those any DC movie, to be honest with you. One DC movie I don't care for, but I can watch it, is Catwoman with Halle Berry. Now that movie I don't understand the direction they were going with that one, but so we have two ECU movies that are coming, that are going to come out, and then there'll be a total of 15 total, and we have Blue Beetle coming out in 19 days, guys, 20 days. I'm really excited for Blue Beetle. It just sucks because the SAG strike and the actors and the writers strike, that there's no promoting for this movie whatsoever. There's been no promoting whatsoever. So it's pretty much up to the fans, the Blue Beetle Battalion, as they've been calling it. Any videos that you see or anything like that with the actors talking about the movie, it was definitely before the strike. It sucks, man, because I don't want this movie to flop. The budget was only 120 million, so I'm hoping it doesn't flop. I'd like to see it make at least Shazam 1 movie money, which was 366 million. If it can do that on a budget of 120 million, I just want to see it not flop. And then we have Aquaman 2, which they talked about delaying till 2024, but Sony just delayed so many movies. One movie that I was looking forward to a lot, that was coming out October 6th of this year, was Craven. They delayed it all the way to August of next year. That sucks. That really sucks, man, because we've already seen the trailer for it. I got a poster for it. I love comic book movies. I was really excited about seeing that movie, and then they just delayed it, and it's all because of the strike that's going on. They have no actors that can promote the movie, nothing like that. So I understand, because they don't want the movies to do bad. That Craven movie is part of that Sony Spider-Man universe with the Venom and the Morbius and stuff. So, but when I saw that on the list, I went, wow. And then Across the Spider-Verse, that one it's not even, they haven't even given a date yet because of the strike. That was supposed to come out next year too. I don't know when that's coming out. This strike is going to affect a lot of things. And personally, just watching some things about the strike, I don't know everything. I don't know all the ins and outs, but just listen to the actors speak and the writers speak. You know what, man? Go get your money, guys. Go, actors and actresses and writers. Go get your money, because you guys well deserve it. You know what, man? It sucks that these big corporations, they take advantage of these people. Go make your money, man. I strike until you get the right deal. I have plenty. I know us fans. We have. It does suck because things will eventually stop coming out. But you know what, man? Go make your money. Excuse me, guys. Go do what's right for you. This AI bullshit, man. I don't believe in anything like that, man. I don't believe in nothing like that. Go get your money. Go do what's right for you guys, and I support you guys 100%. And I hope you guys get the right deal. I hope you guys end up getting the right deal. So, like I said, man, it's got me thinking. When the DCEU was finally done, there'll be 15 movies. I don't want it to be the end. I really don't. But unfortunately, with James Gunn's direction, and even I think even his movies, who knows if even Gunn's vision's even going to be seen. So, it got me. I don't think I've ever given my top DCEU movie ranking. I don't think I've ever done that before. So, it kind of got me excited. Sad because obviously it's coming to an end, but excited because I get to talk about these movies again. So I wanted to give you right now. There's 13 of them out. I'm not gonna put Josh Whedon's Justice League in this. I'm not gonna count that. I've never counted it because to me it's not canon at all. It's a terrible movie. Yes, I can sit and I can watch it. I can watch all these movies on my list. I can watch them at all. I can watch all of them, but I can watch that. Justice League, but obviously I prefer Zack Snyder's. And that's more canon. The movies that were made after that were all kind of canon to that Zack Snyder's movie. So, okay, so I'm gonna start off with number 13. Like I said, there's 13 of them, and I'm gonna start with number 13. And number 13 on my list is Wonder Woman 1984. Yes, I do like this movie. I do like that it has Cheetah in it, and I can't think of the other villain in this movie, but I like it. Unfortunately, the movie didn't make a lot of money because it went through COVID. It went through a really hard time. It also was one of those movies where Warner Brothers tried putting movies in their theaters and on now it's called Max. And I think it only made like $149 million, something like that. Very, very low grossing movie. I like the movie. I do like it. But out of all of them, it's probably my least favorite. But I can sit and watch it, like I said. Number 12 is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. A lot of people like this movie a lot. It's okay. It's I don't know, man. I like it. Like I said, I like all these movies, but it's not. If I sat down and popped in a movie, it's not one of. I prefer the other Suicide Squad. The Ayer cut. I prefer his Suicide Squad movie. Like I said, man, it's a good movie. You have Peacemaker in it. It's definitely an obscure cast of characters. But you know what I noticed about this movie too? It's almost like Gunn. Okay, so when you watch the Suicide Squad and then Suicide Squad, it's like in the Suicide Squad, any of the characters that came back besides Harley Quinn, he like killed them all off. Captain Boomerang. I mean, just all these guys. It's almost like he tried destroying, what was and tried to make what is, and I hate that. A lot of people like this movie. Obviously you got Peacemaker. Like I said, you got Peacemaker in it, Bloodsport, Ratcatcher, Polka Dot Man. I mean, it's not too bad, but just not one of the better DCE movies on my list. Number 11 is Birds of Prey. I like this movie a lot. I do. I love Black Canary in this movie. When I heard that, I'm gonna say her name wrong, but Janae Smollett. When I heard that she was gonna get her own movie in the DCEU and it was gonna go on Max, so it was supposed to be a movie that was made just for HBO Max, I was so excited. And man, I love her version of Black Canary. You also have Huntress in it. Love that. You have Harley Quinn in it. I love that movie, man. Black Mask is in it. Victor Saz. Birds of Prey it really is a good movie. A lot of people have that as their number 13, or the very, very bottom tier on their list. I love Birds of Prey, man. It didn't make a lot of money at all. I think it made like $200 and something million in the theaters. It didn't gross a lot of money at all, but I really do like that movie, man. Like I said, man, Black Canary kicks ass, and I would have been so excited to see her have her own spin-off movie. Who knows, man? We don't know if she's not coming back. I haven't heard anything about the movie not being made, but from what David Zaslav said, he doesn't want to make movies. He doesn't want to make big-time movies and put them on Max. He wants all the big-time movies to go in the theaters, and that's why you're seeing Blue Beetle go in the theaters on August 18th. So, my number 10 is Shazam 1. Now, a lot of people have this very high on their list. I don't. And I think the reason I like it, but I think the reason it's not any higher is because I don't like. For some reason, I don't like. It's too goofy to me. It's very goofy-ish. Shazam's not a goofy character to me, and I never liked Zachary Levi's representative, the way he plays Shazam, Billy Batson. I've never liked it at all. Like I said, I like Shazam 1, but I just never liked the way he portrayed that character. Never have at all. So, you know, and Mark Strong played an awesome Dr. Savant. That's an awesome. He played a really good villain in that movie. But yeah, so my number 10 is Shazam. So my number 9 is, well, the other Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I prefer this one more than the part 2 more than part 1. I like you have the three sisters in that. Now they're actually made up. The thing that sucks about the Shazam movies, and I'm gonna say it again, in the Black Adam is they never so you have 3 movies with Shazam, 2 Shazam movies and 1 Black Adam, and they never intertwined, and that sucks. We never got to see The Rock and Shazam go together, but I think there's a big reason for that, and the reason for that is because the tone of Black Adam, and I'll talk about that when I get to that, and the way Shazam is, I know the characters should have met, but the tones are just so off. You have a more serious tone and then a really goofy tone. I don't know if it would. I don't know how the people would have looked. I would have liked to at least seen it, but I understand why Rock didn't go in that direction. I definitely understand that. So, my number 8 is Suicide Squad, the first one. Love this movie. Great cast of characters. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn blows her right out of the water, man. She's awesome there. So is Will Smith's Deadshot. This was the third entry in the DCEU. When the DCEU started, and I loved how you had Ben Affleck's Batman in this. You had Ezra Miller's The Flash kind of cameo when Captain Boomerang is when he's making a theft. I love that. I really do love that. Suicide Squad is actually a really, really good movie. I want to see the Ayer cut. Love to see the Ayer cut, and I think this is a perfect time to put it out. With probably the lack of with the lack of stuff we're gonna be able to see because of the strike. This would be a great time to promote that movie. So I wanted to be the Schumacher cut. I'd love to see that too. The Joel Schumacher cut of Batman Forever. I'd love to see that too. So, but my number 6 is Wonder Woman. This is really a great movie. It really is. Gail Gadot, she is amazing as Wonder Woman. I don't know if they're recasting her yet. I pray they don't. Unfortunately, we've been seeing a lot of her. Well, unfortunately, I guess we've been seeing her cameo in a lot of the movies. She's cameoed in, I think the last few DC movies. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. She cameoed in The Flash. I love her. I love her portrayal of Wonder Woman. It's so fierce and beautiful and strong. Gail Gadot to me I don't care if they don't bring Gail Gadot back. No matter what, Gail Gadot will always be Wonder Woman to me. I don't want to see any of these characters being recast. You guys know how I feel about this new gun vision, the Gunverse, whatever you want to call it. I just love Gail Gadot as Wonder Woman. It's everything that it's like Henry Cavill's Superman. Give me a pen and give me a piece of paper and ask me to write down the perfect Wonder Woman. I'd give it back to you and say, I don't need to. We already have it. She is the perfect Wonder Woman. So, my number 5 movie is Man of Steel. Henry Cavill. It's a shame that we will never get, and I don't want to say never, but I hope we do get a Man of Steel 2. I hope this Slenderverse does come back at some point. The only thing that stinks about that is, man, it's gonna cost so much money. And another thing is these actors are getting older. So, do we want to see Henry Cavill playing Superman at 50-something years old? Who knows? I mean, he looks great for his age right now. So, it just, Warner Bros. They're really missing it right now. They're really screwing up right now because it's these actors and actresses are in their prime, and you got to strike with an iron's heart. And I don't want to see this trinity or all these characters be recasted. I mean, they're getting older, but right now is the time. I mean, the fans love that Snyderverse. Henry Cavill is Superman in my eyes, always will be. Nothing against David Cornsweet. Obviously, you know, I am gonna see the movie because I love DC. But Henry Cavill, man, it's a shame that this guy is so iconic, and will never get a Man of Steel 2, which I hope, but it's a shame. It really is a shame. I mean, this guy's been screwed over so much. I don't know what Warner Brothers has against him, but Henry Cavill has done nothing but be true to the character and be true to Superman and be a real life Superman. And it's just like it's a shame, man. But I love Man of Steel. It's such a great movie. It kicked off the DCEU. It's one of the best movies out there, and I really do love it. It's one of the best Superman origin movies out there too. I think when this is all said and done, I think in my lifetime, when my lifetime ends, Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill will be the two people I think will be the most recognized and most iconic Supermans of all time. So, number 4 is Batman v Superman: The Ultimate Edition. Great movie. Some people say this is the greatest comic book movie of all time. I've seen a lot of people say it on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. I've seen a lot of people say it. It really is a good movie. It has Wonder Woman in it too. You know, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor in it. Lex Luthor. It's really a good movie. The introduction of Batman. God, that Batman fight scene in the warehouse is probably the best Batman fight scene we've ever seen. Just a great overall. But the Ultimate Edition, not the theater one. That left out so much. Left out about 30 minutes of the movie. The Ultimate Edition is just great. Great movie. I mean, God, if you haven't seen it, I don't know why you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't, definitely go see that. But that Batman v Superman is number 4 for me. Okay, so here's my top 3. So like I said, this is my list. Some people are gonna disagree, but just like I said, this is just mine. So number 3 to me is Black Adam. I love this movie. I say it all the time. I seen this movie 6 times in the theaters. I paid for 2 other families to go see this movie. I love Black Adam. The Rock is amazing in this role. It introduced not just him into the DCEU, but introduced the JSA. Aldous Hodge as Hawkman is awesome. Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate. You have, I can't say her name, but Quentin Sindel. She played Cyclone, and I mean, and then you had Atom Smasher. This movie was so good, and it is right now the last movie that has come out recently. And the reason I say, and when I mean recently, I say within the last 3 DCEU movies, and that's including Shazam, Fury of the Gods, The Flash, and then Black Adam. This is the one that feels like a connection to the Zack Snyder tone. It's a dark. It's Rock's Black Adam holds no punches. I mean, there probably is a rated R version out there. I mean, it's PG-13 and it's towing the line by saying that. There is a lot of gruesome scenes in it. The Rock, just love him in this role. I just love the darkness. The soundtrack is awesome. The Rock's introduction, the way that movie introduces Black Adam in that movie is one of my favorite, if not of all time, in a comic book movie. Like I said, this is my opinion. The way they introduce him and how he grabs the mercenary and electrocutes him, and oh man, he's just going through everybody and killing them, and then he blows a hole in the mountain and then comes through it, and then they're playing the Man in the Black and he's killing everybody on the ground. Just fucking perfect. Chef kiss. Love that introduction of Black Adam. And my number 3 is the Black Adam. So here's my top 2. Number 2 is The Flash. I've never seen a movie hated on so much, and this movie is a great movie. It really is. This movie has everything that you want in a comic book movie. It's got amazing action. It's got cameos. It actually has a real plot to it. It's got heart. You go on a great emotional roll. It's like an emotional roller coaster with this movie. You've got not 1, not 2, but 3 Batmen and Ben Affleck. in the return of Michael Keaton, and then George Clooney at the end. This movie is really, it's a great movie. It really is. It is not. It is still in the theaters. Not in a lot of theaters. I think it's in like 700 movie theaters across the world, across America. It made $268 or $269 million. I think they thought this movie was going to make $1 billion or close to it. The movie got so much hate, and so much hate that was just not deserved. And I think the reason it got so much hate, and the reason the movie, as I said, flopped, is because when you tell somebody, this is the greatest movie of all time, it's one of the great this and that, and you tell people this, and you tell them, people don't want to be told nothing. And I think out of pure spite, and I think out of, well, you're not gonna tell me what you're not gonna make up my mind for me. I think a lot of people rebelled against this movie. There was a lot of hate towards this movie. This movie has been selling. It's been #1 since it's been on all not streaming, but since it's been on like digital and you can buy it now. It is #1 across every board, and the movie's making a lot of money. And I think people are finally seeing this movie, and they're looking at it in a different view, because when David Zaslav and this movie is promoted like it was the greatest thing of all time. Like this movie was the next coming of the Beatles or the Stones, or this was like the greatest. He labeled it the greatest comic book movie of all time, and it's not, but it is one of. It's definitely in my top 10. It's no doubt in my top 10 of greatest comic book movies of all time, no doubt. Where, I don't know. I am gonna do a ranking for that, but the movie was really good. I mean, it had, like I said, it had everything. It had probably, well, in my opinion, the number 2 greatest Batman action scene of all time. Michael Keaton's scene, his fight scene. In the Russian military base, is amazing. It might be some people's #1. I still think Ben Affleck has that role. I still think Ben Affleck in the warehouse, Batman vs Superman, that's #1. But Michael Keaton, no doubt, his fight scene in that Russian warehouse, #2, no doubt. Some people may say #1, but I'm gonna say #2 for me. Had everything. I mean, think about it, man. You had Michael Keaton fighting a Kryptonian. Michael Keaton teamed up with the Flash. We've never seen Michael Keaton's Batman ever team up with anybody. We've never seen him team up with no other superhero. Nobody. And then he got to team up with Supergirl, 2 Flashes. I mean, the movie really is awesome. The CGI at times can be, of course, a little wonky, but I've seen the movie multiple times, numerous times, quadruple times, whatever. The movie really is good, and it has that rewatchability, and that to me is really key when you watch a movie. You know, I know Robert Pattinson's Batman made a lot of money, and it's like the new trilogy that's coming out. You know, Michael Keaton only got 2 movies, but Christian Bale had 3 movies. This is like the next big Batman trilogies that are coming, trilogy of movies that are coming out, and Robert Pattinson. The rewatchability is kind of hard. Some people may disagree with what I'm saying, but it's kind of hard. I can rewatch it, of course I can, but I don't get as excited as I do with other movies. It's just a very slow-paced movie. It really is. Yes, it has that great Batmobile chase scene, of course it does, but I think a lot of people hang their hat on that one scene. You know, if I'm just being honest with you guys, that's all I'm gonna do is be honest. It's a very slow-paced movie. Yes, it has action, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. So, like I said, man, #2 is The Flash. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, please go out. You gotta go out and check it. If you haven't seen it and you love comic book movies, Ezra Miller, just amazing performance. To be able to play 2 characters the way he did, absolutely insane. And my #1, which is no surprise, this movie is going to be in my top 5 greatest comic book movies of all time. Zack Snyder's Justice League. This 4-hour cinematic, epic movie. This movie hits every button. Every button, and hits every button hard. Just an amazing comic book movie. You've got Henry Cavill in it, Ben Affleck's Batman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ezra Miller's The Flash, Ray Fisher's Cyborg. I mean, it is just fucking amazing. I'm so glad it's 4 hours. And the reason I'm so glad it's 4 hours is because it gives each character their due, their time to shine. It tells the story the way it's supposed to. I would have loved to see this movie in the theaters. Some people have. Zack Snyder held a like a 3-day thing over the weekend a couple months ago, and some people did get to see it on the big screen. I would have loved to do. The tickets sold out so fast. Epic movie, one of the greatest comic book movies of all time, and also a shame if they don't continue the story, because there should be 2 more movies that go along with this. And if we never see these movies, it is a fucking shame. Excuse my language, but it really is, because these Zack Snyder's Jason Momoa's Aquaman, he made Aquaman cool. You know, Aquaman. God, Zack Snyder's touch on Aquaman, it's just amazing. I mean, guys, I could sit here all day and talk about this movie. I know you've seen this movie. Everybody's seen it. It's just amazing. I'll never, ever forget sitting down and you know, because I heard about it, finally sitting down and watching it. And it's almost like it's 4 hours, but you want more. Like, you want more. And they just gave you 4 hours. This movie's great. Love this, and this movie is number 1 on my list. Now, there is 2 more movies to come out, and that is August 18th, Blue Beetle, so my list could change again, which it might, and then December 20th, Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom. Very excited to see both those movies. Aquaman 2 has gone through so many reshoots. Blue Beetle, I'm hearing some good things about it, so we'll see. I think it's it's just an origin story, but really excited to see it. Zola Marandola's got a really good fan base. The Latino community is going to come out, helping make us a lot of money. So, alright guys, I'm going to stop my chores. I got a lot to do today, but I do have another video that is going to come out at some point. I want to talk about the classic Batman 1966 show. That show was just so underrated, and I want to talk about it. So hopefully, if you guys are into that, that'll be in my next video. Okay, guys, listen, everybody has a great day. Stay cool. Remember, man, God first and family. And until the next video, peace, guys. Take care.